especially after UFC 303. Everyone is wondering, where does Alex Pereira fit on the GOAT list? I made a short about it on where Alex Pereira fits on the GOAT list. Are we right up there or there? However, what even is the GOAT list? And let me go through down it on this YouTube video. We're gonna go top 15. We're not gonna do top 29 of that shit. 15, I have Conor McGregor, just because he is one of the GOAT of MMA viewership. He brought the MMA to sport. He got me into it. He was the first ever double champ. He defeated Aldo really quickly. He defeated Holloway, especially when they first on the thingy. He's been on top for a pretty long time. He was also had a quick stardom, quick rise. And Aldo and Holloway are very great wins, as you're going to see throughout this video. And then number 14, again, this is another biased pick. I feel like the number 14 and 15 areas, they're very biased. And that's going to be with a lot of people. I have TJ Dillashaw, arguably one of the greatest bantamweight fighters of all time, most title wins, with three title defenses if you add them all together. He was a two-time champ, which it doesn't mean anything, but still, it's a cool thing to have. He had so many KOs, especially for a bantamweight fighter. And you're going to compare him to Cruz. He didn't have that. He didn't have the exciting factor in it. He wasn't defeating people like that. Cruz was. He also had this close fight against Cruz. And many people say that he got robbed. I'm personally one of those people. However, as I said, I'm very biased on the number 14 and number 15. However, when we move to number 13, we have Alex Pereira, the real way. He's a two division weight champion, 185 beat Adesanya, which is an amazing win, beat Sean Strickland, so many people, KOs galore. He's actually on the top 10, top 5 UFC pay per views, even though one of them was a Conor McGregor card, as we know, and the other one was UFC 300. So, it's easy pay per view buys. He looks unstoppable at the moment right now. He's been knocking out people. The next fight is going to be a Magomed, and that's going to just it's going to slowly put him up, but I don't think he'll beat the number 12th UFC fighter of all time, which is Stipe Miocic. This is purely because of the reason he is the greatest heavyweight champ in the world in the history of MMA. Don't give me that stupid Ferio Emelianenko shit. No, he was fighting bumps. 3 title defenses, 5 wins. He had a lot of good KOs, beating Verdun, beating DC twice, which is an amazing win, and also he was a fireman. He was a fireman. All right, we move to number 11, Anderson Silva. He used to be back in the day. He used to be number 5, number 4, number 3, and as time moves on, he's just went all the way down. 16 UFC wins, longest win streak. So many KOs. However, he did have some boring fights, like the Damian Amaya fight, for example. He didn't fight the greatest competition, and his position will slowly go down just because the names above him are better. If you go through each single one, they are better. The names that I have above him. And the last end of his career was a bit slow. He lost to Uriah Hall. He lost to some other can. He also got robbed by Derek Brunson. So like Anderson Silva, he didn't have the greatest fall off. He went too quick. So his record got shit. He lost so many fights. He was getting knocked. Yeah. And then we moved to number 10. I personally right now have Islam Makhachev. And he can definitely move up. Right now, he was a lightweight champion. He's pound for pound number 1. He has 3 title defense. He has knocked out Alexander Volkanovski. He has defeated Alexander Volkanovski with a full training camp. He beat Charles Oliveira. Even though I'm really pissed about it, he did beat Charles Oliveira. Obviously, the come up was not that great. He didn't fight too great names. The last person he fought was Bobby Green, and then he fought the champion, which tells you all you need to know. However, he did beat Saryukin then, but obviously it's not the same Saryukin, so let's be honest. But still, Islam is a great fighter. He deserves to be. He's better than Anderson Silva. Obviously, maybe we can switch him about. But at the end of the day, if you give it enough time, Islam's moving above anyway. He did just beat Dustin Poirier, and he's better than Dustin, and he's better than Stephen Miocic just because he has on being on the tear. He's only lost 1 fight. Number 9, we got DC Daniel Cormier, 2-time champ, multiple title wins. Arguably would be a GOAT if it was not for John Jones. He is undefeated for a long time until the wins against John Jones and Stipe. Only lost to 2 opponents. He has a great record, great KOs, having great game plan, master on the craft of MMA. This is very important. He was a very good technical fighter, great wrestler. Gave us some exciting fights. It's one of my favorite fighters. We got number 8, Kamaru Usman. The boy Usman, high title defenses. He has 6 title defenses in a division like welterweight. Very high skilled division. Second most wins in a row, which is 15 KOs against Jorge Masvidal, which has still not happened yet. He's only the last guy to do it. Demolished the fight in the welterweight division for such a long time. Get wins against Colby was an amazing. Colby would be here instead if it wasn't for him. Just think about that. However, the draw with Hamza was a bit annoying because he did get robbed, but that is a draw. And he has no robbery, no nothing. Obviously, he does have a bit of the PED shit, but He hasn't been caught, so apparently we have to look over it. So that's just how it works. And then we got the boy, the number 7, Jose Aldo, which back in the day for me used to be number 5. So it just tells you how much. He was a long time champ, especially in the Strikeforce division, which was basically the UFC back then. A lot of title defenses. I don't even know how many. I didn't even try to look for it. However, he did lose to a lot of champ. He did lose, I think, 6 times. A lot of them were champions, except for one, which is Marab Dvalishvili. And he could be a potential champ. He's going to fight Sean O'Malley in this fight, probably. Strike Force, amazing. His quick ass KO against Swanson in 8 seconds was crazy. If I have not watched it, I'll put it right here. Here. He has a long title defense. However, his heavy losses are pretty bad. And then he came to beat Martinez like it was nothing. The guy's an animal. The guy's a beast. Just I've said it before. Number 6, just shy of the top 5, is Max Holloway. 4 title wins. Beat Jose Aldo twice. Arguably beat Alexander Volkanovski 1 time. So many great wins. Lost to great opponents, just like the Volkanovski fight that I said. He holds many UFC records. He just beat GF Justin Genji like it was amazing, great performance. Everyone's acting like it was a close fight. It just wasn't. Unfortunately, it wasn't, man. My boy Genji got knocked out, but still. Move on to the next guy. I have to stop talking about it. Number 5 is unfortunately it's Khabib. I'm sorry, guys. It's Khabib. 4 title wins. 4 title wins, 3 defenses. Lost only 3 rounds. 2 of them against Conor, one against Justin Genji. 13-0 in the UFC. His wins are great. However, they're all strikers and all favorable matchups. And every single time he had a fight with someone, you would predict he would win. It's kind of the same with number 1 spot. And unfortunately, he just retired too quickly. And he also arguably lost to Gleison Tibau. He would have been in the number 4th position. Wait. Okay. And then I have Mighty Mouse. On the number 4th position, I have Mighty Mouse. I used to have him second. After I do some research, I just kind of realized his wins aren't that great. He did beat Cejudo once, and that is the best win that he has, especially with but his longevity is amazing. However, he lost to Brad Pickett, he lost to Andrea Moraes, which aren't great top fighters. Henry's his best win, but it was really good. He was a great technical person, and he kind of beat everyone so good that everyone looked kind of shit. Number 3. Number 3? Yes. Number 3 is GSP. I actually had GSP before him in the short if you see him. He was dominant. 10 plus title defenses. I don't know, it was 10 plus. 2 title wins, 2 title weight champ, even though it was against Bisping, so it doesn't mean shit, I'll be honest with you. It does mean a little bit because he was an actual champ, but he got cherry picked. He got cherry picked. Great wins, but not compared to the other people that are above him. He cherry picked Michael Bisping like it was a flower. BJ Penn of the day was a beast. Matt Hume was a beast. Those are just 2 great wins. He beat like fighters like John Fitch and shit. At the end of the day, GSP is good, not that good to be number 1, not that good to be number 2. Because at number 2, we got the Aussie man himself, baby. 6 title defenses, amazing wins against Holloway 3 times, arguably twice. He beat Aldo, long undefeated streak, 13-win streak in the UFC. It's Alexander Volkanovski, baby. It's Alexander Volkanovski. Alexander Volkanovski. And now we go with number 1. This is no question. Unfortunately, it is. The best to ever do it is Johnny Bones Jones. 13 title defenses, 15 title defenses, champion in 2 weight classes. The only loss that actually counts on his record is Reyes, and that's it. He beat DC 2 times, even though one of them was really weird because it was a little pop. He literally reigned in the light heavy division for so long that he refused anyone else to be good, like Gustafsson, like Cormier. He had a close fight with Gustafsson. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You know what? He arguably lost that fight too. At that one as well. But still, number 1 position. And he came back in the second fight and knocked the shit out of him. He beat Cormier. Dominated Cyril Gane. He did beat some good fighters in the 2010s, like Rampage Jackson and shit. But at the end of the day, everyone had Johnny Bones winning those 2 fights. If you look back at all the people who said it back in the day, he had advantage in all of their fights back in the day, but he still won. So he is still the greatest to ever do it. And if we're going to talk about more about Gustafsson's loss, that was a fight which he came here, did a party and shit, and then he came and did a close fight, and then he comes back and beats the shit out of him. Like, come on, doesn't really count. The best to ever do it is Johnny Bones Jones. I'll see you guys in the next one.